All right, family. Peace and blessings. It's your brother, Amni Amanashi, also known as Amni Omnis, aka the Nature God. Salute to all my gods, all my goddesses, the kings and the queens of the planet Earth. Planet Key, I salute you. You know what I'm saying? I she. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick little review. It's about my personal thoughts on this Iran-Israel situation. Now, disclaimer, even though we got, we have freedom of speech in this country, by no means and no type of way do I advocate violence, you know what I'm saying, against any man, innocent man, woman, or child. All right. And whenever you see violence happening in the world for whatever reason, and there's men, women, and children losing their lives who are innocent, right, for no reason, that's not a good thing. All right. And so, I'm the one who would try to, advocate for world peace, family. I'm that soul. I'm that spirit. If it could be. But I know there's a level of greed. You know what I'm saying? That's in the formula, that's in the equation. And there are nations who are more advanced in military. There are nations who are more advanced economically, right? So they have access to resources and to make sure that their nation is strong. And so I do believe that pretty much what's going on, why there's always a war in the Middle East, is because the continent of Africa, which is one landmass, one body of land that consists of 52 countries, right? So we live in the United States. United States consists of 52 states, right? But on the continent of Africa, there's 54 countries. Now, Saudi Arabia is one of the top exporters when it comes to crude oil, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's an African country. When it comes to coltan, which is I believe is a metallic ore, right? And it's used in a lot of modern technological devices. Okay. It's used in a lot of technological devices, but it's found in Congo, right? And it's found in Rwanda. So those are the two top places where coltan is exported from. And so anyway, I believe that the wars, a lot of the times, and even the cocoa bean, which is used to make chocolate, for all the, the people who like desserts and chocolate and certain stuff. The cocoa bean produces chocolate. And Ghana, and there's another country, I forgot the other country, but Ghana is one of the top producers of the cocoa bean in the world. So the wars, a lot of the times, family, are about resources, imports, exports. The exports is where the resources are being produced, and they're being sent out to other places. And so there's always some type of resistance. There's always some type of military, presence on the continent of Africa, what they call the Middle East, because the northern nations, they don't have the same amount of resources. They're not abundant in exports like Africa and South America, other tropical nations, right? And then it's even scientific that, the thermochemical reactions that take place at the equator cannot take place in other regions of the earth. Like, the more distant you are from the equator, the less heat, right? The less influence, the less thermochemical energy conversion and the less influence, right, that an organism would receive, or the earth, it has to be close to the molten core to produce diamond, rubies, because it takes very high temperature to create those complex molecular arrangements and pressures. So we all know, that's just a little basic fact. But anyway, so war a lot of the times, family, unfortunately, if you're born in a region of the world where resources are abundant, there will be constant chaos and conflict in your land. And you can just be born there, You ain't want no smoke with nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's where you was born at. You come to the world and, there's constant conflict, constant war, people that want to take because they in the lacking. And so I don't believe that the northern nations, could sustain or survive without leeching off of the tropical third world nations. And so, like I was just saying, on the live I was just on TikTok, people call it the third world countries, and technically those countries are more clean environmentally. You feel me? Like they're not as modernized. There's not as much pollution, industrialization, where there's pollution and, all these other toxins going into the atmosphere. You feel me? And so, these are rich environments of natural resources, clean environments. And like I said, the northern nations, they go in to extract certain natural raw resources, minerals, and things of that nature, so they can have the technological devices, so they can run the modern world and everything thrive. And so I believe it's like some type of leeching, phenomenon, family. That's what it is, They're going to the tropical nations, leeching, stealing. For a long time, I believe that the military was supposed to support and protect the people of, the citizens. But I believe it does that, but majority of the time, the military is going to other regions, with missions to extract their resources, family, by military force. All right? And so that's my 2 cents on it. Like I said, I really don't advocate for for violence or destruction upon any innocent man, woman, or child, especially the women and the children. That's crazy. And like I said, I'm for world peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm more on that side of the equation. World peace. If you live in this land, that's where you born, that's where you from, and the natural resources grow right there where you at, then that's where you supposed to be at, family. Yeah. If you in the tropical region and you ain't from that land and you all over there taking stuff, you stealing. King Leopold of Belgium in the 1800s, he went over there to the Congo, extracting ivory and other natural resources, and they cut off the limbs, the hands, the feet of men, women, and little children, family. If you go type it up, put it in Google, King Leopold of Belgium, right? When he went to the Congo in the 1800s, he killed over, I believe it was around 20 million Africans, if I'm not mistaken, within 2 years. So 2 years of him going to the Congo, extracting resources, many people were killed, mass genocide. All right. And so, like I said, this is a situation that occurs, unfortunately, over resources, family. People who come from nations that lack valuable raw minerals and resources. And so, just to keep it simple, I ain't even gonna hold you too long. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. I'm this Natura 360 LLC. All right, that's $. OMNISNATURA 360 LLC, PayPal, Lacey Jones, 01 family. All right, to show your support for more content. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Peace and blessings. Love and light. Get it y'all on the next one. I see you.